Hi, hello, how are you guys? So I just tried to record this video and 4 seconds in my mom walked in, so I want to preface this by saying this is not the video I I say I'd like to make, but not the first video I'd expect to make back on the YouTube channel, but it's a video I feel is necessary for the future. It is a very loose video. I got a couple points here that I want to talk about, and I want to say that the camera I have is not great because of the lighting situation. I know. You can see the reflection of my eyes, and if I look over there, that's my OBS, and in front of me I've got a couple topics I want to talk about in this video. There will be as little cuts as possible. I'll probably try and do every single section that I really want to speak about in a separate section. This is not the video I wanted to make on the channel first, because I've had ideas pop here and there, and then making them has not happened, but I'll get to that. I want to just go over what has happened in my life when it comes to why I haven't been streaming, why I now have this on my head, even though if you've been keeping up with my Twitch, even though it's been a month and a half since I streamed when I record this. If you've kept up on my Twitter, I've been to TwitchCon, and that's also another thing I want to talk about, the people I met there and the experiences I had, even though pictures is not a thing I do, so... I want to talk about that. I want to talk about things I realized while I was at TwitchCon, in particular, one particular panel I get to later, and what that taught me about what I need to be doing for this for the Twitch channel, YouTube channel, Twitter, etc. And that will make changes. And as people probably know, I am not a big fan of changes, but they need to happen. I realize this now. Changes need to be happening, and I need to start doing them. I don't have a way around this. I'm just going to start doing them. Which is why I'm making this video in the first place, to kind of update you guys ahead of time, because this is being recorded on the Sunday. Well, most of this is being recorded on the Sunday after, so if you see me changing outfits later in the video, then I'll probably mention it again. But this is, again, a very loose video, because I've got a couple points I just want to talk about and just get it all out of my system. So... this video won't include everything that I'll be planning on doing. Not everything that will be changing. Some things will be changing behind the scenes that you guys won't really notice unless you pay very close attention. If you're already into my content and feel like you're going to stay in my content, you're not going to notice any major differences. There are going to be a couple, and I'll get to the biggest one that I feel that some people are going to be worried about, and I want to address whatever thing that might come for that. And I want to mention this now. Please, if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned here, and I'll try to answer anything in the comments, or if you'd message me on Twitter, or mention me on Twitter, or go with my Discord DMs, whatever. If you contact me and you have any questions about what I'm going to be trying to do in the future, in any way, if you want to have contact with me or whatever, I'm fine. Like, there's nothing wrong. There's no things if you're worried about the thing that some people do when these type of videos are made. No. I just want to throw out there that I'm going to be making changes to my Twitch content primarily. There's going to be changes to the Discord. There's going to be changes to my Twitter. There's going to be potential changes here about what will be uploaded here in the first place, because God knows I've not done anything with this section of my community. And yeah, I want to just go over all the experience I had, because TwitchCon was I'm exhausted. I'm recording this, as I said, right after. I'm exhausted. I am mentally exhausted. I just have all the things in my head that I want to say, so I'm just throwing them out there right now. So, here's the first. We'll cut to where I've been, and why there's been less streams overall. So, getting into why there's been less streams overall, the main thing is just schoolwork, right? So, schoolwork, I've been working on my college, my degree, whatever, master, I don't know. The Dutch education is so much different than the American one. Classifying it as one thing is such a struggle that I'm not willing to get into right now. Basically, for people that know or don't know, I've been studying IT, specifically media application development, to make programs and websites for people that want. Long story short, I had my finals, right? The finals happened 2 weeks ago at this point. Yes, 2 weeks. And I didn't make it because I failed something I forgot one part and it really sucked. So I've also been taking a break because of that primarily, and then I've also got other things going on. Like I got invited to a D&D group. We've only had one session at the time of me recording this, but I've been having a lot of fun with that, and that's another thing. Even though the only time we've had it is in the morning, but it's another thing that's been going on my stream, or in my life, I should say. And the primary thing is schoolwork, and that's been taking up most of my focus. That when I was playing video games, I just didn't want to. I would be working at school or on schoolwork, and then I wouldn't want to put my mind to streaming right after, so I just didn't. So that's kind of why there has been a stream at this time when I'm recording this in a month and a half to just a month. And I'm trying to change that, and I'm working on changing that, and I'll get more into it why. This is part one. This is why there have been less streams overall where I've been hanging out. For more information, the school year has ended since 2 weeks ago. I had my exams, and then right after the school year ended. And then I've been just kind of relaxing, just laying back, being like, okay, it's over now. I still have to do 2 internships next year, and then after that, I also somewhere in between have to do my finals again because I didn't make them. I didn't succeed, so I have to redo them. Long story short, when it comes to that though, it's just I've been just kind of just chilling out, just gathering my thoughts, preparing for the next part that I want to get into. TwitchCon, I've been preparing for that, and I want to just go over the things, the people that I saw and what I experienced, because this is my first, before I get into it, before the next cut happens, because there was one a minute ago, but the first thing, this was my first major con I've ever went to, that I wasn't being dragged along by someone else, because the only other cons I've went to were not cons of subjects I was interested in at all. They're subjects that people, like either my family or friends were very interested in, and I'm not. But this one was right up my alley. It was, I want to say decently close. It wasn't. It took 2.5 hours to 3 hours to get there by public transport because my place sucks, but I'll get into it now, like who I met and what I saw. So TwitchCon. I'll start from the beginning. So on Friday, I went to go pick up my badge. I slept through my phone died, so I had to. I woke up at 11, and then I had to take the bus at 12 because I missed the bus that went at 11. So I took 2.5 to 3 hours to get to Amsterdam to pick up my badge beforehand. Because honestly, I had nothing better to do on Friday. I could have laid in bed all day, but I might as well pick up my badge and then move on to my life on Saturday, at that point tomorrow. And so I went, I got my badge, and chatted some people there. Didn't really make any contacts that day. I kind of just chatted with a couple people, and then when I got my badge, I just kind of left instantly because I didn't see anyone I recognized. None of the people I really talked to had any matching interest in me. There was one. I talked to 2 people mostly, and they were just kind of in line in front of me, and then they got their badge at a different person than I did, and then I never saw them again. I might have seen them in passing, but I've not seen them ever since. Then we get to Saturday. I arrive slightly later than I wanted to because of a train being cancelled. I left at 7 in the morning because it started at 10, and then I think the actual opening ceremony started at 10:30 or 11. I went there. I got into it late because of I got to Amsterdam 30 minutes later than I wanted to because of the train being cancelled, and I had to take a big ass diversion that took me through the middle of the country. I was supposed to just go from one place to the next, and I instead had to go from one to the next and take a bus backwards to a different place to take forward again. The whole fucking thing. But that was my experience with getting to TwitchCon in the first place. Also on Friday, I forgot to mention this, I kind of put my bags with my luggage at the hotel already because they had a baggage hold. I was making sure that I could have that over there, so I didn't have to worry about my stuff when I got there. So I get there at 10:38, give or take, and I get in line at the affiliate line, and I go all the way through, and they usher us through, and they're really nice people, and there's like, all right, if you're an affiliate, you can choose between a community line or the affiliate line. Generally, the community line is faster, blah, 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 blah. And I walk through with my bag, which is currently downstairs, but I walk through, and as I suspected, the metal detector that they had went off. I 100% expected this because I was attempting to bring my Nintendo Switch inside, but I go through, and it beeps. So I was like, I literally was talking to a person there. I was like, I know for a fact, the second I walk through this, I'm going to beep. I know this for a fact. So I walk through, I beep. They have to check my bags and stuff and being like, okay, do you have anything dangerous that we don't permit because safety, blah, 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 blah. I get through, and they put my bag on the table to search, and they're instantly like, your bag's too big. And I'm looking at them like, why is it too big? It says 12 inch by 12 inch by 6, which should be like, I mean, I guess that's 30 by 30 by 12. I don't know inches, but it's a messenger bag that I've used for years, and I even used it as carry-on luggage when I went to England earlier this year. And they were fine with it there, but TwitchCon wasn't allowing it. Okay, so they tell you, go back there, go put your bag away, and go back, get it at the end of the event. You can get it back, and they'll be there. Which it was. No complaints. I entirely understand, like, why, but I believe I read somewhere that backpacks weren't allowed, but I saw backpacks everywhere. It's like the one little thing I saw, I'm like, weren't they not allowed? But I guess I misread something somewhere, which is completely my fault. So I eventually get in, and I got actually into the event at 11:10, I think. Details are blurry. I went to the main thing for me at that point was I wanted to just see the opening. I wanted to see what it was about, because I had never been to a con before. I'd never seen a TwitchCon VOD either, so I wanted to see what it was about. So the person that I met in line, I think their name is Sweet Lou on Twitch. I don't know. I forget. They gave me my Discord, their Discord Sweet Lou, but other than that, I don't remember. They're a Norwegian person. They were only there for that event because they had their whole other story of why they couldn't only attend one day because they paid for two. That's their story to tell if they want to tell. We go in, and we go to the opening, and then we get a whole feel like blah, 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 blah. This is the change that's happening to Twitch. So they're making, for example, this is the one thing I know that they've announced publicly on their thingy as well, so I'll say this. Twitch payout requirements are being cut in half in some countries to begin, and then they'll slowly be released everywhere else. So instead of having to earn $100, you only have to earn $50. So people that are interested in that, then there you go. There are other changes that they announced, but they aren't as important in the concept of what I want to try and get across. Even all this kind of bonus is just me rambling because of me rambling. So me and that the event kind of end, like the opening ends, and they have one more concert of a saxophone player. I'm very bad at remembering names. As a matter of fact, I'll get to that in a minute. I was with a group at the very end of the event, and I'll mention all their names later because they were wonderful people, and I'm struggling on names besides one because that was the main guy I talked to in the group. But long story short, the event of the Glitch Theater, because that was what the place was called, Glitch Theater ends, the opening ends, and the person I was with was saying, okay, I really want to go to the Dream SMP meetup that's happening, because it's like the old people from the Dream SMP, like Rambo, Tommy Innit, Filza, those guys were all meeting up, because it was like kind of a reminiscence of like what they had done on Dream SMP. I'm not interested. I've never really cared about that whole thing. Wonderful that they've done it, but I never really cared. So she left, I left. We never saw each other again. We messaged a couple things on Discord, but that's it. We didn't talk at all. I didn't see them anymore. Then what I did after the Glitch Theater thing ended, I decided to go into the expo hall. So I went to the expo hall, and I also went for the artist alley, which there was a lot of good art. I just wasn't interested in purchasing any myself because I don't really need it right now. But The one thing I did buy at that point was a backpack, because we got this little Twitch thing, which was basically just a bottle holder, but it was just slightly too short for me, so it was just constantly straining my neck. I'm just like, no, I don't want this anymore. I just bought a backpack just to get a giant white TwitchCon bag and just dumped it in there, and then I never took it back out. But I go for the art side, I go for the expo hall, and the main thing that caught my attention one of the first booths I went to at the expo hall was for a game that I have played, but that it's sequel. The game is called Deceit 2. It's Deceit 1, but then a sequel. 3v6 instead of 2v4. Still a 1-to-3 ratio, but I was very interested in hearing about what they've been doing, because I know they canceled development on the original. And I go in and I speak to them, and they were like, okay, hey, you want a chance to win a free game, because we've got a wheel here. You spin this wheel, and you either get a game code, you get a piece of candy, you get absolutely nothing, or you have to dance for us. And I'm like, all right, I'm already prepared for the fact I have to dance because I know my luck, so I just give it a spin, and I get a code for the C2. So whenever that comes in, I'll probably be playing that on stream, but that's what happened there. Walk more around the expo hall, just talking to people, meeting people, just saying hi, asking them what they play, and like I'd never, again, really names I really struggle with, like really struggle with. I've always had this problem. Always. Learning names takes weeks, if not months, for me. So again, if you spoke to me and you somehow stumble upon this video, I am so sorry for forgetting your name. I am so sorry. Eventually, I head to the Streamplify booth. Well, Streamplify, it was a whole group of merchandise, but equipment sellers. They sold webcams. They sold webcams. They sold lighting. They sold microphones. They sold chairs. They sold all mouses, keyboards, what have you. They sold it, and I was there because they got the purchase side on one side and like the testing side on the other. And I tested some of the stuff, and I caved. And I bought some new equipment that you will be seeing later in the video when I decide to show that off. Little teaser of what's happening. So yeah, that was like the first part, and then eventually I went to this panel. It's the only actual panel I went to besides the opening. I actually never went to another panel. I wanted to go for a couple other ones, but trying to meet people that wanted to talk to me here or there, and then it kind of just all fell apart. And then the only actual full panel I attended was the How to Grow Your Community. And this is the next part that I'm getting into. The How to Grow Your Community panel made me realize a lot of things about my Twitch channel and my YouTube and my Twitter that need changing, and that's what I'll be going over in the next section. Then after that, I went back to the expo hall and just hung out and just went to different things. I went to the Amazon creator booth, the Amazon game creator booth, and I talked to them, and they offered to be an Amazon creator, and I'm 100% down, even though I've never played the two games that they're mostly focusing on in that creator program, which is Lost World. I did it again. Lost Ark and New World. I did it again. This is the, I think, 20th time today I fucked up that. Anyway, so they're mostly focusing on those two games. They said they'd probably branch out to like other Amazon games when they come out. And at that point, they gave me a code for New World. So I was very excited, and it's in a bag downstairs. But that is what happened. Yes, that was like another highlight yesterday, and I got the equipment, and I had to lug it around all day, and I regret it. I was also wearing a hoodie all day in an expo when it was over 30 degrees all day. It was a stupid choice, but I stuck by it the entire event until 5 o'clock today. I wore my hoodie that I've got for the DVD crew, loud and proud. I caved at the end. I couldn't anymore. It was too hot. But After all that and like just hanging around the expo hall and chatting to people and came the there was a couple community meetups that I wanted to go to, which is basically the idea was just like you go to that meetup of that community and just talk to the people you might have seen in that community somehow, or like try and make connections or try and get more engaged in the community you want to get into. Which for me, the main two ones I wanting to get more into are Pokemon shiny hunting and speedrunning. They are right back to back, so perfect for me. So I go to the Pokemon shiny hunting meetup, and I meet this amazing person. Their Twitch handle is Abra, which is great. Congratulations, by the way, on getting that handle, because I can imagine that was difficult. They go by a wild_Abra on Twitter. He's also the person who helps organize the Pokemon charity events, so I'm happy I got to meet him. He was a wonderful dude, and he told the backstory about like why Abra's his favorite Pokemon and why he became a VTuber in Abra, and it's his VTuber avatar is an Abra, and it was a very interesting story to hear. He can tell it way better than I can. I'll just out and say it. And then that whole meetup ended pretty much like the Pokemon meetup was like the last 12 to 10 minutes, because like it's just a room, because like the room next door was a panel room, which is where I was earlier in the day. And then the meetup room was where I was then at that moment. And it was kind of just like 7 to 8 separate smaller groups that were just sitting. There was a couple at the tables. There was a couple at the standing tables. And then a couple of the tables in the middle. And then there was like 3 bigger groups, which I was sitting in one of those 3 bigger groups. And a person across from me in the group that I'm in just starts yelling, "I got it." And this was probably one of my favorite moments. This just shows like how much of a united community that is. They were sitting across from me. They were there were a couple people shiny hunting while they were there, and one person got it and just flipped, and the whole room just started screaming. It was so it was great. It was so much fun to be with, and I just can't put to words what the atmosphere was like. Like, just in general, if you get the chance to go to TwitchCon, whether you're an affiliate, whether you're a partner, whether you're just a community person, whether you just moderate for someone, whether you just watch, if you can make it to TwitchCon, it is such a wonderful experience. Like, because I'm only an affiliate, I didn't get to get access to the partner programs. I didn't. Basically, the only thing affiliates get is a single goodie bag. Everything else, that's up to you. Go nuts, but everything else, good luck. Figure it out. You'll find it. There's a couple other booths that I went to that day, though, where I got a couple interesting things, and that's also things I will be implementing in the stream over the next couple days, because, as I said, I'm recording this on the Sunday after, and then I'm going to try and implement all the changes I'm planning to change before Friday to start upcoming Friday again. So the 22nd, gonna go take a look. Yes, I know it's kind of late in the video to say this. I'm planning to go back to streaming on the 22nd. That was day 1. So, well, almost. So after the flip out of shiny hunting, everyone from the shiny hunting community left the room, and slowly the speedrunning / challenge running community came in. And from what I understand, because I was outside of the room for a minute, because I went back to I forget what I think I went to go to the main hall to play a game there or something. I don't remember. I went back, and apparently there was just a group of like 20 to 30 Minecraft speedrunners that came in at the same time, and they just all started crowding around in a group, and then just a couple stray ones on the other side. It was real funny to see the mix between the tight-knit community that was over there, all the Minecraft players, and then there was one challenge runner that was speaking to people on the other side. Generally, like, overall speaking, the most unified one was that speedrunning one, because there was a big, giant community. As a matter of fact, I even took a group picture. I didn't partake because I didn't feel like I deserved to be in the picture, because I am not a speedrunner or challenge runner. even though that's something I want to get into, and again, we'll mention that later. So that was day one. After that, I went to my hotel because I was supposed to play a D&D session. Sadly, got cancelled because one of us didn't feel right, which fair, so we pushed it back. So I go to my hotel, go get McDonald's because I needed to walk over the McDonald's parking lot to get to my hotel. I'm not making this up. So I go to my hotel, I go work on a couple things, and already take a couple of the tips that I got on that panel I talked about earlier to heart, and I'm starting to work on it. And I go back on day 2. I go to sleep at 12, exhausted. And I wake up on Sunday, so today, at 5:30. Normally I sleep from like 4 a.m. to 11 if I can, and now I'm sleeping from 12:30 to 5:30. Something didn't feel right in my brain. I guess it was just some kind of exhaustion. I went back to sleep and woke up a couple hours later. Went to get breakfast in the hotel because it was included, and I head back to TwitchCon. I left all my bags this time, all of them, because I picked my bag up, as I mentioned. I picked it up and just dropped them all in there, including all the equipment I bought, because I bought the equipment on day 1 at 1 o'clock. I didn't mention this. And I dragged it all out today, and I really, really, really regret that decision, that I bought it at that time. I didn't wait till later, but I wanted to make sure I had the things I wanted. Anyway, I move on, and I come back to TwitchCon, and I started the day by just hanging in the expo hall for hours. I started the day by meeting Abra again. I was walking around, and I saw him again. I was like, oh, hey, you talked yesterday at the Shiny Hunting Meetup about your charity, that thing that you do, the Pokephon / I'm gonna have to look the name up. I thought I had it memorized. I do not. I am very unprofessional. I know. I want to get all my facts straight so I don't mess this up. It's something Trainers. Trainers Unite. I'm so sorry for struggling on that, Abra. If you watch this, I'm so sorry. As I said, I'm struggling with names. So yeah. And I asked, like, hey, so you said you were doing something with the charity thing on, like, September somewhere. Would I be able to participate in any way? And they were like, yeah, we're happy to have you. So, another teaser of what's happening. And I'm going to, again, get into that later. And then I just walked around the expo hall some more, and then it came time for the horror community meetup, the survival horror community meetup. So, like the Pokemon and the speedrunners, the challenge runner before, the challenge runner one, I kind of spoke to. I spoke to the challenge runner's wife that was there. Who kind of just said there was a manager. I forget the name again. Again, I'm so sorry if any of you see this. I am so sorry. I only remember a couple names. I'm so sorry, but I went to the community meetup. That's way later. What did I do earlier? I'm blanking on a couple hours of my day. I'm just blanking on it right now. It was earlier today, and I'm blanking on everything. I went back in at 10. Like, I actually got in at 10:08. And then just walked around the expo hall for a while. And met Abra, as I said, and then just walked around more. I just went to all the booths I didn't. Pretty much all the booths I didn't. And I, again, made some new connections. I went to the Stream Elements booth to maybe see if there's some parts of Stream Elements I don't utilize in some way. And pretty much he just said, like, oh, you're pretty much using everything. So, I guess I'm doing that right. And then I just walked around more, and eventually, I'm just going to say eventually, because I am, for some reason, just blanking in like 2 to 3 hours of the day. I guess I've just had too much happen, and I just remember first day more than second. But I go to the community meetup for the survival horror category, which this happened at 2. That's what it was. It happened at 2. There we go. I remember now. There's still a couple hours I don't remember, but this happened at 2. I walk in, and I sit down at a couple of the tables and just start chatting to people. And eventually a guy walks in from the Twitch gaming channel and starts interviewing some people, and I got offered but never actually got interviewed, which, whatever. I move to, because I was just talking to like 2 to 3 people, and one of them was a person from this country as well, and he streamed. Well, he used to, and then things happened, and he fell out of it. And then I walk over to the group that's in, well, I say the corner, but the side of the room. This is a group of, I think, like 7, 8 people, I think. The main standout guy, I'm just going to straight up mention you by name, Ryan, was Zombie Ryan. Amazing, fantastic guy. He was so much fun to hang with and talk to. And the only reason he stood out, the main reason I noticed him, because he was just this, he was taller than me and just had pink hair, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna walk up and just chat. Let's see what happens here. And we start chatting, and we're just talking for 40 minutes. Like, before I know it, I started talking to them at 2:20. It was the end of the meetup. They started asking us if we were for the next meet. I'm like, we were here for too long. Because I got early. I remember I got early to the survival horror meetup because they went back around and scanned everyone. Because you need to scan to go in. That was a whole thing. But I'm talking to that guy and like his friend group. I'll mention all their names in a second because I do have all their names written down because I just didn't want to say Zombie Ryan's friends. I hung with them for hours. That doesn't feel right. So I'll mention them all by name in a second. So I primarily talked to Ryan in that time, and there was another person that walked up and started chatting with us. There was also a guy who was walking around making his own game, who was advertising his game, and they had to get out of there quickly because there was a train that got put forward because his train got cancelled, so he had to rush out quickly and blah 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 blah. So he had to quickly get all of her stuff written down, and so I talked to Ryan, and I'm just gonna go grab the whole list of friends here because I would feel so bad if I forget most of their names. So it was Zombie Ryan, which was again the main guy I talked to. Gemsco, spelled Gemxo. Sorry. Wait, hold on. I'm reading this wrong. Gemso, Gemxo, Ethereal X Wolf, Brit 0709, and Obnoxiously Loud. Those were their names. Sorry, I said your real names. I'll probably go back and cut that audio because I don't know if you want your names out there. With Ryan, I could say because it's Zombie Ryan. So anyway, so the meetup ends, and I'm just like, hey, do you guys mind if I tag along with you guys for like the rest of the event? I've got nothing better to do. The only other thing I wanted to go to was the cosplay contest. I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I don't need it. I met a couple cosplayers on day 1, and I saw a couple on day 2, but I'm not a big guy of pictures. Even if you saw my tweet earlier today, my camera, when it's on my phone, is garbage. So yeah, I just hung with them, and eventually the con came to a close. And we all started heading to the exit, and we all went outside, and we kind of just said our goodbyes for the day. At this point, we were still actually standing right outside. I'm getting to the end of this TwitchCon section. We were standing outside, and there was a 15-year-old, because anything under 16 was not allowed in the event, so there was a 15-year-old, almost 16-year-old person waiting for one of their favorite partners, and they came outside, and they just fanboyed. Oh, speaking of fanboying, one other thing that happened while I was hanging with Ryan and the gang, so Ryan, Eferl, Brit, Obnoxiously Loud, and Gemsco, we were at a specific booth in the expo hall, and then also in the expo hall was the meet and greet section, and at that point it was the Dream SMP crew, so it was Philza, Tommy Innit, Rambo, etc., and then Carl Jacobs was there, and then all the girls flipped. And we just looked at each other, like the people that were still there, because there were a couple of us in the artist alley, and there was like 3 of us there as well. We were just looking at each other like, what was that? It was such a weird feeling to have. It was just confused. But so we leave, and we talk for like a little bit longer outside, and they start heading towards the photo thing there you can do, because they were a group of 5 or 6 people, so they had enough things to fill that. But as I said, there was a 15-year-old girl fan waiting for their favorite streamer, and the streamer came out. Streamer by the name of Martin, or In the Littlewood, used a part of the Oxcast. And she was fanboying because, of course, she was, but hey. She got something signed, she talked to him for a minute, and I was like, hey guy, hey man, I enjoyed your content years ago. I watched a lot of your Minecraft stuff and like some of the music you do, and then I kind of just didn't enjoy it that much anymore, so I kind of grew out of it. And I just started chatting about the things I had learned and what I'm planning to change, so all the things I'm letting you guys know in a minute. I named all of that. And it was like, yeah, I've got to get going now because I've got people I want to meet. I'm like, I'm sorry for holding you up. You go. I meet Ryan for a few more minutes, like Ryan and the gang. And I know I keep saying Ryan and the gang, and I said I wouldn't do that. I'm so sorry, guys. But I met them again. I met that friend group, and we took one group picture at the I Amsterdam sign that was there, and they had it one way, I had it the other, and I'm hoping that is the start of a new friendship with both A Wild Abra as well as the whole friend group I was with for a couple hours. Yeah, that was my experience with TwitchCon. I had a lot of fun. As I said, if you can ever, and I mean ever, go to either of the TwitchCons, Europe or San Diego, America, I can almost guarantee you will have a blast. Even if you don't stream, then don't. Like there's the Creator Camp section, which is just a bunch of panels about how to grow your stream or how to improve it or grow your community. The things just need to take to get to partner. If you don't care, then don't go. Just hang in the expo hall. There's so many things to do there. There's a Sega booth. There was a Lost Ark / New World. I got it right. There was a Streamlabs, a Stream Elements. There was a community open Fall Guys tournament for Twitch Rivals, which I haven't even mentioned at all. There was a giant Twitch Rivals tournament going on both days, and the only thing I saw was Don't Wake Nanny. I think they were playing. I think it was a live version of Don't Wake Nanny or something. Like it was Nanny walks in, and then if you are not in your bed, blah 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 blah. It was in real life. I wasn't interested. But yeah, so there was a couple other events that I never even remotely looked. There was a Hearthstone event that someone hosted, and I haven't played Hearthstone in God knows how long, and also I'm wearing a cap because my hair looks ugly. Scatterbrained as always, Jarno. Scatterbrained as always. Man, that was my experience with TwitchCon. I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of great people, and I'm sorry that I'm struggling with names for all of you. I want to thank all the people that I've met. If you somehow catch this video, I want to say thank you for making this TwitchCon my first TwitchCon. Absolutely unforgettable. I can't wait to hope and get into my next one. With those words all being said and my experience with TwitchCon, this is the longest section of the video because this took 30 minutes. This is going to be a long-ass video that I'm going to be uploading. That's the section I wanted to... You have to realize this was over 18 hours of stuff that I just went over. So, yeah. I'm going to move on to kind of what I learned from that creator panel now. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that and get on with the day. Alright. After talking for TwitchCon for 30 minutes, let's actually talk about the panel and what I learned. So, the only panel I actually went to when it comes to actually growing your Twitch channel or anything of the sort is the How to Grow Your Audience panel, which was hosted by a Twitch crew / developer / person who works at Twitch / Amazon and a partner who I believe is from the UK, but don't quote me because I, again, am struggling on their names because of course I am. They kind of went over about like the things you need to do to make your streams discoverable and what they would call click-worthy and all that kind of stuff. And this made me realize things that I haven't taken advantage of in Twitch's systems that I need to start taking advantage of. Among those are, this is the nerdy part. You can skip to the end of this and go to the next part and actually listen to what I will be changing, and there's going to be a couple, And one major one is in there that I am very, very afraid to announce that I'm going to be doing. So I'm hoping you guys stick with me when I do this. Anyway, so they talked about how to title correctly. So like you need to title your streams accurately to what you're doing. Say you're doing a specific quest, title that you're doing that quest in that game. Say you're doing your first playthrough, put it in there so they know it's your first playthrough. If you're just grinding for an item, say that you're grinding for that item. Use the tags correctly. So if you are doing a first playthrough, use the first playthrough tag. If you're doing a speedrun, use the speedrun tag, and then actively update them for every stream that you're doing, so it actually is correct with what is going on and all that kind of stuff. I'm not able to explain it correctly unless if you ask me again at a later point, because again, I'm exhausted. I'm recording this after I want to just get all my faults out. I say on paper, on video, but it made me realize a lot of things that I haven't been doing, and one of those things is stream schedule, and for example, and offline and passive and live promotion, and blah 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 blah. A lot of things, and those are going to be changes that are going to be implemented. And as I said, some of them, if you already enjoy my content, you're not going to notice. If anything, some of them are going to benefit you. And by that I mean they're going to generally be streams that will no longer be just an hour and a half long. With that being said, there are some other things that will be changed that I just realized it's a thought I've had for a while, and I want to get it out on paper, on video, whatever you want to call it. And I want to give one specific shout out when I do, and I'm going to get to that section now because I have a list of things in my head, and I want to go over each and every one of them. So, to the future. All right, so this will I don't know. I don't think this will take the TwitchCon section, but okay. So let's just start with the biggest and rip the Band-Aid off of the changes that I'm going to be making to my Twitch content. I'm scared to do this, and I'm going to be 100% honest, because the community I have here on YouTube/Twitch has been kind of built upon this singular thing, and I'm going to try and stop that from happening now. I'm going to be playing less of Dead by Daylight on both YouTube and Twitch. I still love the game. I still love it dearly. The amount of things I've seen and done and met and whatever, that will never change. I love the game dearly. It has a special place in my heart, but God knows I feel trapped. I just don't have a better word for it. I feel trapped in the system that is DBD streaming. People come to my stream for me playing DBD because I'm playing DBD. Not because I'm playing the video game DBD, because DBD is being played. Is that putting into words that I have in my mind? It's just like people will come to the stream that I'm doing and see, oh, he's not playing DBD. Don't care. Fuck this. Not watching this. And I don't want that anymore. And if you feel like you're not going to enjoy my content anymore just because I'm not getting rid of it entirely. I want to make that very, very, very clear. I am not ditching DBD in its entirety. Not at all. But I need to do it less. I still, as I said, I love the game dearly, but I don't want to continue this singular thing forever. I don't. I want out. I feel, as I said, I feel trapped. And if you feel like because I'm not going to be playing DBD, please let me suggest to you one of my very close Twitch friends. It's Fusion HD or Shane on Twitch. ITZ FUZION HD on Twitch. I highly suggest you check out his content. He's a very chill and nice guy, and he deserves all the love he can get. But if you are coming here for just DBD and only DBD, please realize that that will change. There are many other things that I'm interested in trying out, and I know I'm shooting myself in the foot by trying to do different things. The community is built here on DBD, and DBD specifically, and I don't want that. It's not that I don't want it anymore. I realize the past and what has happened. I mean, God knows the thing that made my developer account double one day was a DBD event we hosted on this specific channel on Twitch, not YouTube. But I don't want to only stream DBD anymore. I know I'm kind of just not looking at the camera right now. I know, but putting these thoughts into words, I've been trying. I have mentioned this on stream many different times. And that's part of the reason why I haven't been streaming. I didn't mention this earlier because I wanted to kind of keep this hidden. Well, I say keep this hidden. Whatever. I didn't... One of the main reasons that I just didn't, I streamed less and less, is just I need that one person in chat, right? I need that one person. I'm trying to get out of that mental system of I need one person, but I'm struggling. I'm being honest, I'm struggling. But I need to take a step back and look at my content, and I realize that I am not happy only streaming DBD. I realized this. I think I realized it a while ago, but I just was too scared to take that step. And now I'm still afraid. I'm still horrified. But hold on. Anyway, sorry for that little cut there. Humans. I'm still horrified of making this change, but it's a change I feel is necessary for me to continue trying to make this weird thing work. It's a hobby that I'm gonna try and take more serious now, but I realize that only doing Dead by Daylight is not the way to do it for me. As I said, it will not be going entirely away. I still enjoy the game. I still enjoy playing it with people. I still enjoy playing it solo. I just really, really can't go on only streaming DVD. So ripping that band-aid off, I want to give some teasers about things I might be doing in the future. These are just saying, like, hey, I know DVD is going partially, but there's some other things I want to try and do. I want to try and speedrun a childhood game of mine. I played it in my childhood to death, and I learned about the speedrunning scene, and I got a tech in it that I didn't get to name, but I was the first to document it, and I loved it. I want to learn how to speedrun it. It's a thing I've wanted to try, and it's going to be in there. I want to do more Pokemon stuff. I want to do more Nintendo stuff. Xenoblade 3 is coming out, and God knows I want to play that, but these are all things you can expect to happen in the future. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, a Wild Abra, I'm mentioning him again from the Pokephon / the... God, stupid head of mine. Trainers Unite, and that's why I'm blue, and this is another thing that I wanted to change white balancing, because it is god-awful because lighting conditions. Anyway, that's another thing. I want to be helping in Trainers Unite. I'd love to do charity stuff, and I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I feel like that's gonna be the path forward for me, because I feel stuck in the bubble of DVD, and I want to burst that bubble and get out of it. Again, I don't think DVD will be disappearing entirely. Absolutely not. But I need to take this step for me to enjoy making content. It's part of the reason that I haven't streamed that much, because I felt like I had to. I felt an obligation, because otherwise people wouldn't show up, and it is that way currently, and I want that to be gone. However much effort that will take, I want that to be gone. I want myself to just have the freedom of saying, hey, this is the schedule for the week. This is what I'm doing. Accept it. I'm sorry, but accept it. I have not been able to accept that fact that I'm doing this, and I'm just going to do it. whatever the hell happens. If you don't enjoy the fact that I'm saying I am no longer going to do pretty much exclusively DBD/League of Legends, because I have been mixing League of Legends in there, I'll see you around. I've accepted the fact that if you only came here for DBD, you're welcome to carry over in this new journey. But if you're only here for DBD, then you're not going to be in the right place anymore. So, and that's why I wanted to mention my close friend Shane, HFusion HD on Twitch, because he does pretty much exclusively DBD, which he does wonderful things there, and more power to him. And I think he wholeheartedly deserves part of it. He's been working for ages. But that all being said, a couple other changes that are coming. There's a couple things I want to ask you guys as well. So if you've made this far into the video, it's going to be horrifically long and horrible quality. I want to thank you once again, even if you just have it on as background noise. But the other things that are going to be changing, there's going to be tag changes. So like, I have never actually utilized the tags that Twitch utilizes, and I just haven't done it. There will be an actual set streaming schedule on my Twitch, which will actively update for you. So if you go to the Twitch section for scheduled streams, you can just see when your time zone, when I plan to go live. So you can plan around it, and you can get to those streams, you can actually see it, and you can hang out and have fun, and blah, 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 blah. So that is one thing that's happening. I'm using tags, I'm updating my title style, that's another thing. I'm updating title style, that's another thing you're not going to notice that much if you enjoy my content already. But it's something that's going to be changed very slightly. The emo and the name is not going anywhere. I'd love to just have Jarno, absolutely, but that's already taken. So it's a thing that is happening, which, whatever. So those are like the big Twitch ones. The main other one is the setup that I've got here is going to be changed, and you're gonna, hopefully, if I actually just say I'm gonna do it in this video, might kind of keep it secret to the next stream, might be that little piece of shit, but I might include it at the end of this video. I might just post a clip on Twitter. I'll see. I think I'm just gonna upload this normally because it's already way too long. I'm just gonna smush all these parts together and just upload them, because this is already getting way too long for what I actually wanna do. So my Twitter style is going to change a little bit, because I've also heard of you don't want to do, say if you do all of the platforms, which I'm not going to do. I never plan to do Instagram. It's not a platform I personally use, so it's not something I'm interested in to use, at least not for now. But the eventual thing is, like, if you want to do multiple platforms when it comes to stuff, you want to do unique content. From what I've heard from people, you want to do unique content for each. So I'm debating what to make this channel as well. This is one thing that might be going on here or there, but that is something. The other main thing that I'm going to be working over the next week, and you're going to notice this when I upload this, probably at some point in next week, I'm going to be revamping my Discord once again. The Discord is functional, sure. Discord works. However, it is cluttered, in my opinion. There are too many channels for the amount of people that actually use it. I'm going to be cutting down on that, because we have a separate channel for tweets, a separate channel for YouTube, a separate channel for streams, a separate channel for feedback, and everything. I'm going to just take control and cut that at least in half, because I am not a fan anymore of how many channels we have, so I'm just going to revamp it. I'm letting you guys know that now. I don't know when in the week this will be happening, but it's another thing that I'm going to be working on, and as I said, I hope to get everything up and running by Friday. This up and coming Friday, as I said, the 22nd of July. That's when I'm planning to come back to streaming. Not full-time, still in the schedule, and I'm getting messages on my phone you're going to hear, and I'm so sorry. But yeah, those are the main changes I'm going to implement. As I said, there will be new different games. There might just be streams where I play for DBD for a couple hours and I drag the people from DBD in and then switch games. Who knows? The next series of my streams is just going to be experimenting. It's just going to be experimenting. I really just, again, I have felt trapped in this hole that is DBD for too long, and I want out. So yeah, that's the case. So if you don't want to be here anymore because of that, then I hope to see you in the future. Yeah, you're welcome, but if you're just here for DBD, then this will no longer be the place for you. There's going to be like a couple more cuts here now because there's a couple other things I want to get over. There's a hypothetical section here, which is the last section I want to get into. The hypothetical is the last section I want to get into. So I'm going to cut here one more time and go over the teasers of things I can almost confirm that are happening. I'm not going to be going into specific details until I can actually get it all to happen, but I've got at least one very fun thing planned if I get the person to agree. So I see you in the teaser section now next to this. Alright, so teasers. I want to, as I said, well, these are not really teasers. These are things I can confirm that are going to be happening here or there. There will still be DVD streams. Again, not as often. There will still be other games like League of Legends and all that kind of stuff. There will be new ways for you to interact with the stream. There's going to be a changeable, if I can get it, access to it and all that kind of stuff, there'll be a changeable music thing on my streams. I'll go more into detail on the first stream if I haven't implemented already, but I'm excited if I can get that to work. As I said, I'm going to be speedrunning a childhood game of mine, if not other games as well in the future. I don't really want to aim for I don't want to aim for world record, but I want to just at least have a decent time. In a childhood game I played a lot with my dad, but never actually finished myself. He'd always help me finish the final couple areas. So it's a speedrun that I have not learned yet, and I'm going to be streaming my journey to learning that game. I believe the average runtime of a speedrun is 2 hours if you know what you're doing. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Besides that, I'm pretty certain I got into contact enough of Abra, the person I mentioned multiple times earlier in the video as well, to be helping with the Poképhone, which, well, I say Poképhone, but it is actually the Trainers United part of it, which is a charity event in, I believe he mentioned September? Yes, it was September. In the first week of September, or second week of September, where we collect money for, well, they collect money because I'm not officially a part of it yet, for St. Jude. So I'm very excited to finally be able to do charity work. I'm hoping I can help at least raise $1. Even if it's just 1 cent, I might as well just donate myself. But hey, I'll figure out what kind of incentives or something are going to be there so you can mess with me in the game or something. We'll figure that all out. So that is some things I can pretty much confirm that are happening. There's one other thing I can confirm that is going to be happening in a stream very soon, if not the third stream that I'm back. I got multiple codes for the game New World at TwitchCon. I got a total of 6. 1 for myself, I gave 1 to Ryan, the person I was talking about earlier, Zombie Ryan, and then I got 4 left. The plan is, when I play that game on stream on the 25th, the same day of a theory exam actually, I'm planning to at least give those 4 away, either with Ryan, like going 2 and 2, or only myself or whatever. I'm hoping I can get Ryan, and Ryan, one of the other people in the friend group, I need to go check their name, their handle again. If Eferal X Wolf. They've actually played the game before, and me and Ryan would be entirely new because neither of us have actually played the game. We've only heard or seen about the game. So, that is one other thing that I can confirm is happening. And I am, again, very, very scared of making all these things happen. Those are the things I want to mention about future things that are going to be happening, like a couple little teaser bits of what I will be doing. So there'll be DVDs still, there's going to be charity things hopefully, there's going to be this, there's going to be that. I'm excited to get out of that little hole that I've crawled into and just expand. And I'm hoping you guys are there for the ride, as I've mentioned multiple times. I've got one last thing in this video I want to talk about. One last part, because this video is already running way too long. But there's one other thing, and these are a couple questions I have for you guys. So if you're not interested in the questions, I'm going to say this now. These are going to be questions about what you'd like to see, or things you'd like to see happen. So if you're interested in kind of that. If not, then if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate so much because this channel doesn't get utilized like at all. I am very happy you spent your time watching this, if at all. Again, I'm very, very sorry for the bad camera quality and that kind of stuff, but I just couldn't. Camera isn't great because of the lighting, blah, 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 blah. I can make it better by having the light right next to me, but if I use the light right next to me, I'm just going to show you real quick. If I activate this light, hold on, I know it's making a lot of weird noise because I have to get the cable from behind my monitor. Where is it? There it is. It makes me look like a ghost. And actually the quality goes down. So yeah, this is why I got a ring light at TwitchCon. I'm hoping I can get it all set up with white balancing and what have you to make it not look like this. Am I creepy yet? I'm hoping I'm creepy. Anyway. So yeah, those are things that are happening, and I want to ask a couple of hypothetical things that you might be interested in. There's a couple things that I realize I might want to look into either getting or having made or something, and I want to know if you guys have any tips, you guys have any ideas, or anything like that. You can, again, if you want to answer this, either leave them in the comments, DM me on Discord, tweet me. Whichever ways you would normally contact me, just do that as well. If you want to just message in my Discord, because I'll probably leave one channel open while I'm reworking everything, go right ahead. It's going to be in the description. I'm going to be leaving my Twitch, my Discord, and my Twitter in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next section where I've got a couple last things I want to ask you. So, see you in the final section of this way too long video of where I have been, plus all the things that I've been thinking about doing and are going to be. Am I going? Oh my god. Can you tell that I'm mentally drained? See you in the next section. Alright, so I've got a couple things I want to just ask you guys as my viewers, my community, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't have a name for you guys as a community. That's another thing that I wanted to ask. Do you guys want to have a specific community name? Is that a thing we want to have? And if so, what? But that's one thing. Next thing is, because I was at TwitchCon, I went to the Stream Elements booth and they talked about merchandising. And I'd wanted to know if you guys would be interested in having one of my Axolotl emotes as merchandise on shirts, on hats, on cups, mugs, what have you. Would that be something you're into? Would that be something you'd buy? Is that something you'd want to have in your hand or on your body or on your person? Is that something you'd like? And if so, is there a specific one? Do you want to have the high, the sip, the money one? Let me know, please. Because I'd need to take a couple steps to get that all to happen, and if this would happen, I want to make sure that the correct ones happen and not the ones that we're not interested in. Besides that, I wanted to ask, what would you like to see on stream? And again, I want to emphasize, don't just say DBD, because that's not what I want to do. Name a different game. You want to see me blind run a game? Like I say, blind run first playthrough a game? You want me to learn a new game to speedrun besides the one I'm already planning to learn? Do you want me to play more Elder Scrolls Online or something and just chat to you guys while I'm doing it? What? Help me out. Give me some ideas of things you guys would want to see. Either new games I've never played before, games I have played on stream on and off that you've seen in the past, and you were like, I'd like to see him play that again. If that's something that you know that has happened, then I'm more than happy to oblige to do it again. I'm more than happy. Again, the main thing is just like, I've been stuck in that hole and I'm breaking out. I don't care how long it takes for me to even get a single viewer back. I am going to do this. I don't care. I'm doing this. I'm making changes. I have to make changes. And it's going to happen. With that all being said, I think I've finally spoken all the things I want to say. So I'm, again, very, very appreciative if you watch this whole thing for the end. It feels great to get this into the hands of you guys. I'm scared. Long story short, my mental capabilities, is that how I put it? I guess I don't handle change well, and especially impromptu change, which is kind of what I'm doing now. I want it to work out, but I can't be sure of that, and I'm gonna struggle. It's gonna be that way, and yeah, I hope to see you guys not here on Twitch on the 22nd. Oh, there's one last thing actually I wanted to ask. I kind of mentioned this earlier. If I'd utilize this channel again, what do you want to see? Do you want to see me let's play for games? Do you want to see me edit highlights from a stream down into a shorter video to upload here? You want me to just make this a clips channel? You want me to just upload the VODs? What do you want from this? Do you want a separate VODs channel? I've asked it in the past. I think if nothing gets said about VODs, I might just make a separate VODs channel anyway. And just dump them on there. So, yeah, that is kind of what I want to mention. That is everything. I'm going to be trying to edit this together tonight. I was going to plan on doing a showcase of the new setup, but this video is running way too long, and I'll tease it on Twitter or something. So, yeah. With that all being said, guys, I appreciate it so much that you have taken the time out of your day to watch this. Even if you skip to the end here, please go back and listen to what I had to say. The TwitchCon section, I guess you can skip over if you don't really care about the TwitchCon experience and who I met there. It was 30 minutes of the video. With that all being said, I hope you guys have a great day, night, afternoon, what have you. I hope you have a fantastic summer break, or if you don't have a summer break and you're stuck working, I hope you have fun at your work, or whatever you do. I'm making changes. I'm saying it here. Changes are going to happen. It's that way. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope to see you guys either on this channel or my Twitch channel, primarily my Twitch channel. Wearing a cap after all. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care. Goodbye.